Hi everyone, I am your law teacher and today I am going to discuss on the topic domicile. The general meaning of domicile is permanent home. It is the place, generally the home, which the law assigns a person for certain legal purposes. Domicile is a general legal concept which describes the country where you consider your roots are, or where you have your permanent home. Black's Law Dictionary defines the concept of domicile as a person's legal home, that place where a man has his true, fixed and permanent home and principal establishment, and to which whenever he is absent, he has the intention of returning. There are certain principles governing law of domicile. There are four fundamental universal principles which governs the law of domicile. The first one is nobody shall be without a domicile. Second one, a person cannot have two domiciles at a time. Next, domicile connects a person with only one system of territorial law, and there is an assumption that an existing domicile continues. I will tell you an example to make it clear for you the fundamental principles that governs law of domicile. Simply domicile. Domicile means that the domicile of origin is attained by each and every person by virtue of his or her birth, and it does not terminate unless the person acquires a new domicile. For example, Alex is born to father Benjamin. Benjamin has a Canadian domicile. Alex shall automatically, by virtue of his father's domicile, acquire Canadian domicile, which shall remain in effect till Alex's death or till the time Alex decides to acquire domicile by choice. Thus, as soon as a person is born, he is entitled to a domicile. This is how no one remains without a domicile. The second principle is like a person cannot have two domiciles at a time. It means that a person cannot have more than one domicile certificate. For example, again this Alex and Benjamin example we can take. Alex has Canadian domicile by virtue of his father's Canadian domicile. Alex shall have only Canadian domicile and no other till the time he gives up his Canadian domicile and acquires another domicile of his choice. The third principle is like domicile connects a person with only one system of territorial law. Domicile links a person with a single nation. In the same example said above, Alex is linked to the country Canada. That is, he is entitled to certain rights and duties which Canada confers upon him. And the next principle is, there is an assumption that an existing domicile continues. This principle is based on the character of tenacity of domicile. A domicile conferred by birth continues until the person acquires another domicile by choice. Same example. If Alex at a later stage in life, after attaining the age of majority, wishes to give up his Canadian domicile and instead acquires British domicile, he can do so. Thus, his Canadian domicile shall continue to exist as long as he does not intend to acquire another domicile. Some important case laws we can see. Mohammad Reza Debstani versus State of Bombay, AR 1966 SC 1436. In this case, it was held that the term domicile has been explained as permanent home or place where a subject resides with intention of remaining there for an indefinite period. Thus, place is properly the domicile of a person in which his habitation is fixed without any intention of removing therefrom. In the next case, Yogesh Bharadwaj versus State of Uttar Pradesh, AIR 1991, SC 356. It was held in this case like a person is domiciled in a country in which he is considered to have his permanent home. So here we need to understand the two words domicile and residence. The term domicile has often been used synonymously with residence. But there are certain objections to such usage. Residence may simply require bodily presence in that place and also an intention to make it one's home. Therefore, one may have more than one residence, but one may have only one domicile. And now we need to understand the difference between domicile and nationality. The term nationality in general terms means a definite status of relationship which is conferred on an individual by a nation state. Why this nationality is important? Why? Because a nationality also confers certain rights upon an individual which he or she can enjoy internationally. Some of the benefits of having a nationality are loyalty towards a specific nation. The nation can choose not to expel its own nationals in case of any difference, and you can determine the enemy character of an individual to a state. The state has jurisdiction over all its nationals, etc. And we know how we are getting our nationality by birth, by descent, by the process of naturalization, by way of subjugation, by way of registration of resumption, and even we can lose our nationality by way of renunciations, by way of deprivation, by way of long residence in another state. So here, domicile, as we all know now, it is a relationship between a person and his or her place of residence, which is also deemed as a permanent home. Domicile may still continue even if the individual has left his or her home. Nationality, on the other hand, is a relationship between an individual and a country to which a person owes his commitment to. Nationality normally confers some protection of the individual by the state and some obligation on the individual towards the state. Now we can see the different kinds of domicile. Domicile by origin, domicile of origin, domicile of choice, and domicile of dependency, which is otherwise domicile of dependency is otherwise known as domicile by operation of law. And to conclude, what we can see like domicile plays a very important role in private international law or conflict of laws as a connector. Domicile of origin is permanent. Even if a domicile of choice is acquired by an individual or a person, the domicile of origin will always be there to fill in any gaps if at a later stage domicile of choice is let go by the individual. Every individual is born with the domicile of origin and it tends to stay for life. When a person or an individual leaves the domicile of choice by ending to reside in that country, a new domicile of choice is to be taken over, or the domicile of origin comes back into the picture by operation of law. Hence, an understanding of the concept domicile is very important under private international law or as a matter of fact to every area of law. And by this, I am concluding my session. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, and if you like my video, please subscribe and please share the video and like the video too. Thank you. Hi everyone.